We're at the Technology and Maintenance Council annual meeting in beautiful Orlando, Florida. It has been a great show, and we've been talking about electrifying performance in maintenance management. My guest today is Natalie Tessier, Vice President and General Manager for the Americas at Alcoa Wheels. Natalie, welcome to the Heavy Duty Parts Report.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
I've been anxious to have this interview and sit down in the media room here so that we could get away from the show for a few minutes and talk about some things related to not only the industry, but also your company. So what have you been sharing with fleets at TMC this week at the show?
Great question. So I think this year we have been sharing a lot. I think it's the first year where we have unveiled probably the largest number of portfolio additions that addresses really what, pain points from a fleet standpoint, mainly focused on lightweighting, aerodynamics. So we've announced the strongest and lightest 22.5, 8.25 heavy duty truck wheel in the whole world. It only weighed 36 pounds. And just to give you a perspective, its predecessor was weighing 39 pounds. And 4 years ago, I would say dinosaur predecessor was weighing like 45 pounds. So think about it. We took about 9 pounds of that wheels in 4 years, and it still boosts the same 7,400 load rating. So it's really strong, obviously, backed by testing, so on and so forth. But we're very excited about this wheel. It obviously addresses one of the fleet pain points, which is, fuel saving, carrying more loads, so on and so forth. So it's a product that's very tailored for fleets and owner-operator that are weight sensitive.
Right. And you think to yourself, it's only a few pounds, like, right, 39 to 36, it's only 3 pounds, but it's times 18 wheels, times how many trucks and trailers do you own? And all of a sudden, you're fleet wide, you're talking hundreds of pounds. Why is this so important for fleets right now, specifically in 2022?
It's a great question because we're seeing several trends, right? Where if you think about electrification, right, which is really to address the environmental challenges, right? So a lot of regulation going out there that are actually adding weight to the vehicle. And that in the trucking industry, every pounds count. So for us, it's really about how do we address, right, the weight that is being added to the vehicle by providing lighter products. And just to give you an example, that 36 pound wheels, we not only, did the traditional testing, but we took it to the track. We tested it because we want to really to understand what kind of, beside the weight saving, right, fuel saving, right? How much, if you switch to our all 36 pound wheel versus the steel wheels, how much fuel saving you can bring to the fleet. And we found out that particular wheel, if you use it, it could bring you up to 0.9 gallons of fuel saving per 1,000 miles. And that's almost 100 gallons a year per truck. Wow. So that's a big difference, especially today with, everybody knows what's happening out there in the market with, gas and diesel going up, right? So we're really proud of this launch. Very, very proud.
Right. We're recording this on March 8th. So, fuel is at an all-time high. We've seen record numbers, and that has a big impact. And you made that interesting point about how with some of these new technologies related to electrification, which of course is the theme of this show, if it's adding weight, well, that's reducing revenue for what they can carry. Yes. So by you as a manufacturer supplying a product that lowers the weight, then you're allowing them to put more freight and make more money. So it's saving the money and making the money.
Exactly. Yes. Allowing our customers to, haul more freight, actually, maximizing their drive because they can get more money out of their truck, or they can get the same amount of money, right? At a less cost. Exactly. But the other thing I wanted to mention, because lightweighting is very critical for us. So we not only launched the 24.5 8.25 lightest and strongest wheel, but we also did launch the lightest 22.5 14-inch wide base wheel, the lightest in the market that you can find right now. It's also 3 pounds lighter than its predecessor. So it's weighing only 49 pounds. So, if you think about an 18-wheelers, it's a lot of weight saving if you compare with, dual steel wheel. position in such an engine. It can, save a lot of weight on that kind of particular solution. Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Don't have a heavy-duty part number and need to look up a part? Go to parts.diesellaptops.com or download the app on Apple or Android to create your free account. Looking for high-quality fuel injection for heavy-duty applications? Having one supplier for fuel injection allows you to better serve customers by providing them with a complete line, which increases your sales and profitability. Learn more at ambackinternational.com/aftermarket.
We're back from our break, and before the break, we were talking about how important it is for fleets to be able to have products that help them to either make more money or save money. And I know from having Alcoa Wheels on the podcast before and talking to some of your other great employees, one of the things that we're all focused on is helping fleets with the maintenance management. And think of the theme of the show. It's electrification, but then they added on that whole maintenance management component. So how is it that you are, as a company, you're really moving to be able to help your customers, who are the fleets at the end, to be able to handle maintenance management and all of this move to electrification? Like, how do you see that all coming together?
So that's a great question, because that leads me to talk about another great innovation that we just announced, which address your question around both how do we bring, fuel savings to our customer? Like we talked about lightweighting, but there's also an important trend, which is aerodynamic, right? And then we said, okay, as a company with our history, one of the big things we were saying, okay, how do we launch a product, right? That will at the same time, provide with the fuel saving, but also make the fleet's life, the maintenance guy life easier. And that's how, our whole aerodynamic new solutions came into the play. We're like, okay, we not only need to launch a product that will have proven fuel efficiencies, but that will also be easy to install, right? Where you don't have to take it out when when either, a truck driver or your maintenance guy have to do some maintenance, be able to look into the wheels. So it's a product, especially I'm talking about the drive. So it's a cover that actually is very easy to install, right? It's less than 4 minutes. So you talk about how do we make, the maintenance or, either, even for the overall, if you think about cost, right? Those cover only takes 4 minutes to install. It's only 4 minutes.
Is money.
Exactly.
So
it's 4 minutes per wheel. It's amazing. It's like 4 minutes per wheel. And
what do they get out of that? Like they install it 4 minutes, and what happens? Like what performance gains do they get?
So we did the same thing. We said, okay, you know what? We really want to understand the performance of those covers, right? So we tested them. We took them to the field track, and then we tested them with, specific methodology. I'm not going to get into the detail, but what we're able to find is when you put an Alcoa drive cover into the wheel, you can save up to 0.96 gallon per 1,000 miles.
But that's more than the weight savings of the wheel.
Yes.
So you're doubling.
It's amazing. Yes, it's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yes, and plus it's only 4 minutes to install.
Right.
It's really easy to install, and you don't have to take the cover out. If you need to, either change your tire or if you need to do any maintenance, you don't have to change it. You don't have to take it out. You just leave it. There's a 9-inch opening. You can see inside, see if there's something, going on. It does not, the hub of the wheel, usually, the systems that are in the market are tied to the hub.
Yeah.
It's not. So the hub is, unburdened. So we're really excited. It's also, when you think about the new trend, adding weight to the vehicle, it's not only about lightweighting, but it's also about aerodynamics. So we're very proud to be able to do both at the same time.
Right. So we've got the business part of the show out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about what you've been enjoying here. Like, what has been the highlight of being at TMC so far? You don't have to say being on my show.
No, thank you for having me. But I would say, with the pandemic, it's been really hard to make, I don't want to say traditional connection, but it's one thing, when you can see people and you can talk to them, you can, watch them in the eyes, making those connections again, seeing people you haven't seen in a while. So I think it's an amazing and great opportunity to reconnect, with friends, with people that, are trying to address, the same issue as you are, exchanging ideas. And I think one of the great thing of TMC is you get, fleets, you get manufacturer, you get, part supplier all together taking their hats out, right? It's not about our brands. It's about how do we get together and solve, really important issues for the trucking industry. So how do we make that industry better? So it's great.
It's a wonderful opportunity for collaboration. And that's one of the things. And for myself, I've just thoroughly enjoyed being able to get back with the industry. Last time I was at a TMC event was Atlanta 2020. So it's been a while, yes. Right? So if someone is listening right now and they're sitting on the fence about whether they should become a member of TMC, why do you think they should become a member of this great organization?
Because I think you will have the opportunity to meet, people that are really have vested interest in the industry. You'll meet a lot of experts, right? You meet a lot of experts that actually are really willing to work on solving those issues, right? My team, I have a lot of people that are involved with group discussions. They're sergeant at arms. They really come here. They invest their time, building relationship and just being able, to meet those great minds that are here, the people that really understand the trucking industry, right? I think it's a unique opportunity to do that. So I would really encourage everybody that's in the trucking industry to be part of TMC.
You've been listening to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I'm your host, Jamie Irvin. We've been speaking with Natalie Tessier, Vice President and General Manager for the Americas at Alcoa Wheels. To learn more about Alcoa Wheels, visit alcoawheels.com. Natalie, thank you so much for being on the Heavy Duty Parts Report.
Thank you. Thank you. It was great. A pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you for watching this video. Click here to subscribe to the Heavy Duty Parts Report YouTube channel and click here to watch another great episode.